Hello folks all over the world, this special episode is dedicated to the best videos seen in 2022, a selection of the most baffling and most terrifying videos analyzed on this series during this year. So make yourself comfortable and enjoy this video. From all the staff, we wish you a happy new year. The first time with the Ouija board. In this channel and in this series we have already talked about the Ouija board numerous times. It is a tool born in 1891 that has proved dangerous, and that is why rather than talking about its history we prefer to list effective rules to follow before showing you the video. Never use the board alone. Never drop the planchette off the table. Always close the session by greeting the spirit by placing the planchette on goodbye. Never use the table when you are sick, if you are suggestible. Never use the table in places where death is present such as cemeteries or hospitals. If the planchette has a glass, it is good to purify it with a lighted white candle. Never leave the planchette on the table when it is not in use. Do not ask about the existence of God. Don't ask for the date of your death. Do not requests for money. We do not have detailed information on the location where this video was shot. It is probably the city of Pune, in the Maharashtra region of India. The video was published on December 15, 2021 in the official YouTube channel of one of the two protagonists, Sanket Dogar. During the session, a bottle of perfume placed on a piece of furniture begins to rise in the air, scaring the two boys Sanket and Aman to death. We do not know what requests they made to the entity of the place, nor how many of the previously dictated rules they transgressed. It is a very delicate tool that has proved to be very effective in trying to contact paranormal entities. We know very well that in other situations, just when the spirit manifests itself, it is necessary to respect the entity and avoid any type of offense. Let's just hope that nothing happens to the two protagonists. Always remember that the Ouija board is not a game. The ghost of the sick child. A very sad story lingers in the video in third position. We are in England where a famous urban explorer named Colin on September 25, 2021 publishes one of the scariest videos of his career on his YouTube channel entitled The Bearded Explorer. Completely alone, he goes to an old abandoned hospital in the 1800s, where children with very serious infectious diseases were hospitalized. At the end of the 70s the hospital turned into hell, the children were abandoned due to an economic collapse and the building was permanently closed.
Goodness me, this is super creepy. Wow, this is so cool. Look at all of the furniture in here. They must have left everything here. All the old beds as well, everything's still here. And look, there's some mirrors on those back ones there.
After a few minutes of exploration, Colin begins to shiver with fear because he begins to hear strange sounds and noises of footsteps.
Surprised it's still here. Normally they bring these places down like... What's that? Oh, I'm hearing noises in there now, that wasn't nice. Oh. Sounded like footsteps, that was really creepy. That was really creepy.
Colin starts looking for where these noises are coming from. In comments, users note a dark shadow appearing a few moments down the hall as Colin walks.
But then... You know, it's an empty, disused building. There's probably all sorts of animals and things in here. You know, who knows? Badgers, foxes, birds.
The completely dilapidated, dark and very dangerous place is chock full of rubble, suspended glass and antique furniture, and Colin continues the exploration unaware that the place is starting to show phenomena of a paranormal nature.
Look how that door is like dilapidated. as well. What have we got? We've got two more big rooms to look in, actually.
After exploring most of the building, Colin continues to hear strange noises and something really dangerous happens.
Hello?
An iron bar falls down the stairs and shortly thereafter small knocks are heard on the wood that literally terrify Colin. And things go from bad to worse because Colin goes back into the central corridor and something scary literally makes him run away from that place.
Oh fuck!
A childlike figure that Colin claims to be the ghost of a child watching him in the distance in the corridor. We don't know what or who that figure was in the distance, whether it was a simple game of mirrors or lights. We know for sure that this is a place that has seen many dead, so what have we seen? Let me know your opinion below in the comments. This house is haunted. The video we are going to talk about dates back to a story that happened in early 2011. A young woman named Steph recently lives with her roommate in an old apartment in New York, a building that also has a basement. On a quiet Wednesday evening of February 2nd around 11:30 p.m. Steph films his friend Michelle playing the drums for fun, but something really scary appears in the background.
Are you videotaping?
Yeah, for Stan.
I did. I won't break them.
Michelle's getting like really good at the drums. So you might have some competition when you get back. We love you, we'll see you soon.
While filming the carefree evening, Steph frames the basement closet with the door open and for a few seconds a translucent figure of a young girl can be glimpsed looking towards one of the inside walls of the closet. This video and two others about what happened were published on Steph's YouTube channel entitled Steph's Basement 89, after which no other video was published, a thesis that confirms the credibility of what happened. Although the images are not of quality since the video was shot 11 years ago, there seems to be no trace of tampering or editing of the image pixels.
Michelle's getting like really good at the drums. So you might have some competition when you get back. We love you, we'll see you soon.
Basically, I think my house is haunted, which I know sounds silly, and I still feel kind of silly saying it, but I guess I shouldn't. We figured out that about the start of the new year of this year was when things started to happen. It's mostly in the basement, but... Right? Did you, or are you fucking with me?
Someone stayed at the doorway.
Up to date, we have no news of Steph, nor of what happened next. Based on our experience, it is easy to assume that Steph and his roommate have left the apartment, and following our searches on the net, we found a recent photo of a rented apartment with basement that looks just like Steph's basement from 2011. And you? What do you think about this case? Let me know in the comments. The crime scene. In second position, the video is set in Scotland, United Kingdom. The footage is of a river. We don't know what it is, and it's hard to understand as Scotland has over 20 rivers. If any of you recognize it, leave a comment below. The video was released on February 21, 2015, and is curiously the only video published by the YouTube channel Boletus. It was sent to the owner of the channel by a Scottish lady who was filming some otters in the area. Look very carefully, guys, because it could be something really horrible. I leave you the complete excerpt of the video so that you can first of all make an idea according to what your primary instinct tells you, and then we will analyze it together. We have analyzed this video countless times, and even in the comments there is confirmation of what appears to be a crime scene. The whole scene takes place behind a tree cut to the ground. A standing woman is clearly seen holding a weapon resembling a billhook, a scythe for cutting weeds, with her left hand. On the right, another woman seems to arrive very close to the first, and seems to have been hit by the weapon. In fact, she collapses to the ground on her knees. And if you look carefully on the victims right there, seems to be another woman, accomplice or witness of the first figure. Immediately after, the first figure appears clearer and more horrible, with demonic features. Is it all a figment of the imagination? Combination of lights or an elaborate staging? Or is it a residual negative energy and we have witnessed a crime? If you have an opinion or have noticed something else, please leave a comment, because this scene has something truly creepy. Stand. Something stays there, watching me. At the top of the chart, this week returns the case of an old American man who lives alone in his home and has been experiencing strange anomalies such as EVP, noises, objects moving on their own, and mysterious dark shadows for months. We have already seen this case in episode 24, and in the previous videos the protagonist claims to have placed security cameras and to use his cell phone, but not to be afraid and not wanting to leave his property. Released on February 6, 2022 on his TikTok channel titled, "Dude, My House is Haunted," the video was shot with his mobile phone in the middle of the night after the protagonist was awakened by strange noises coming from the internal staircase.
10 o'clock. Hearing like whispering or voices calling. See, I'm here by myself. like a shadow just went shoo. And it's going down on the floor. Like it's moving down here on the floor. That's it. I must keep trying to focus. It just keeps going in and out, in and out. Thought I just heard something. That's where my wife's ashes are, up there on top of the dresser. Keep trying to focus. I guess the light from the TV changing. I swear somebody was talking.
Working on the sharpness and light exposure of the images, and bringing the video up to double its speed, it's terrifying to notice how there really is a dark shadow peeking out from behind the door as if it's walking up and down the stairs. And someone on the channel also helped the protagonist by providing him with several elaborate frames from the video that show exactly what a human silhouette looks like right behind the door.
I want to give a shout out to JustJan123 for using her equipment to highlight this video where you can actually see the shadow in the doorway. I knew I was seeing something. I thought I was losing my mind, but thank you so much for doing this because now you can actually see it.
The community of his followers has also moved to help him buy specific equipment for a more detailed analysis of the various paranormal phenomena that are happening in his home. You are not welcome. The video at the top of our chart tells the disturbing story that a single mother and her 17-year-old teen son have been living in their new home in Massachusetts, USA for weeks. Noises in the night, loud blows coming from the kitchen, male and female voices, objects that move in the night when the son is away from home, sleeping with his girlfriend. In addition, mother and son heard footsteps, crawling in the corridor enough to prompt the woman to buy a security camera. A nerve-wracking and rather desperate situation. One night the camera captures this video posted on the Reddit forum on January 3, 2021 by user Ramicote0820. In the comments, many users advise to move house and she replies that she does not have enough money. Others recommend calling paranormal investigators and others offer to help her, and she gladly accepts, explaining that the situation is really serious. We still have no implications on this case. If there are any news we will keep you updated. Don't mess with dark magic. In Indonesia, as in other regions of the world, the cult of practicing black magic is widespread. In 2013, due to the numerous scams, a law was even introduced to criminalize those who practiced for profit. On the web there are several videos depicting witches, wizards and related rituals, but the video posted on April 5, 2022, by a teacher named Delsri from the city of Kupang, on his TikTok channel titled Delsriok TV literally left us speechless. Pay attention to the next video sequences.
Dalam nama Yesus, Tuhan Yesus tolong. Tuhan Yesus tolong. Tuhan Yesus tolong. Tuhan Yesus.
Lu masuk terus. Lu masuk
Dalam nama
terus.
Yesus.
Lu masuk
Dalam
terus.
nama Yesus.
Tangkap dia, Su.
Tangkap Su.
Lu tangkap dia. Tangkap dia. Tangkap dia.
Oh ya Yesus.
Lu tangkap dia, Su.
Oh
Lu
Yesus.
tangkap dia, Su. Tangkap dia. Terima kasih, Tuhan. Terima kasih.
The video is not of very high quality but sufficient to highlight that it is not a staging. There is no fishing line tied to the woman's foot, who drags it to the other room to collect objects, but she is pulled by an invisible force that makes her fall to the ground to the people in the adjacent room who give her help. Furthermore, the sequences of the images do not present distortions due to the use of the green screen technique, making the video genuine. And you? Can you find evidence that this is a natural movement? Meanwhile, the video has total 12.5 million views. The Echo of Sylvia. The story behind the video at number 2 on our chart is about the most brutal murder ever committed in Indianapolis, United States. A 16-year-old girl named Sylvia Marie Likens from a poor family of Carousel was entrusted to another family who in 1965 abused her, tortured her, locking her up in a cellar until she died of cerebral hemorrhage due to beatings and malnutrition. The house where the murder was committed was demolished in 2009 and the space became a parking lot for a church. A year earlier, in 2008, a YouTube user named Carlos Coy was walking near the house with a friend, and on June 17, 2008 he posted this video on his channel titled Carlos Coy 135.
What up, Columbia? I can just edit this shit together. It's probably just filming this. Oh well. I might not even put it in. Yeah, walls. Hey, walk around that house. I see it. Hey, let me see it. Walk around it. Hey, don't say nothing stupid. I ain't gonna say nothing. You're like close up. This is a freaky ass house. I know, go on the porch. This is where that little girl was tortured and raped and killed during the 60s. She wasn't raped. She wasn't raped, but she was tortured. This is a weird ass house. What up, Columbia? Does that top work? What was the basement? Like right over? This is the basement where the little girl was tortured. Dude, come here. This is fucking freaky. As you can see, this is what the basement looked like. That's fucked. Oh hell no, there's a picture of the stairs too. Dude, I ain't fucking. I'm not fucking. There's a picture of the stairs. You got I swear to God. That's what.
Were you able to notice any oddities? As soon as Carlos starts filming video as he walks from a distance, the internal shutters of the left upstairs window seem to move, as if someone were there. The thing repeats itself a few seconds later, same window. As Carlos goes to the entrance, he explains to his friend what happened in this house, and as he films the facade on the first floor, something seems to appear in one of the windows. The oddities don't end here. Carlos tries to film the interior of the basement where Sylvia was locked up. And when he is about to leave, an incredible terrified female voice seems to ask for help twice.
Do that, folks. There's a fish at the stairs. Have you got a swear to God. That's what.
There are few videos that leave me frightening and breathless, guys. It's also difficult to imagine that Carlos and his friend have all this up to make a joke, a hoax. If there was ever an echo of Sylvia's pain still in that house, this video could be the proof. Who visited this child? Now we are moving to California, United States, where on March 9, 2016, the security camera in an infant's room captures something truly creepy. Posted on the YouTube channel entitled Chris Buell, Chris shows something really strange that happened to a boy named Connor, specifying that fortunately the boy was not hurt, but they were moments of incredible fear. These incredible images show the baby climbing into the edge of the crib, then standing up and staying in perfect balance, which is practically impossible for a baby of just a few months old. The images do not reveal any editing or tampering with the images. Looking closely at the baby's posture and expression on his face, he seems to be observing someone, or something that is holding him, but he is visibly terrified and calls his mom twice until he falls into the crib crying. Fortunately, no one was hurt. In the comments, many users speak of demons, of invisible creatures who commit this type of actions but are promptly stopped by souls close to the child who protect him. It is the eternal struggle between duality, between good and evil, about which we still know little. Strange presences near the tombs. On June 23, 2022, one of the most famous American paranormal investigators, Franco of the YouTube channel Franco TV, a channel that we also followed in previous episodes, shot a live streaming in one of the most famous cemeteries in Florida, USA. As he scoured the cemetery as he usually does, and greeted his followers in live streaming, his camera caught something truly inexplicable.
If this place looks remotely similar to you guys, this is that one video where you guys really liked it. It was an older video where I had one of these chairs move. I think it was that one down the back. Hold on, I'm trying to put my flashlight away. There we go. I think it was this one. And then this was the whole place down here.
Franco shows the part of the cemetery already visited in a previous video where many of us will remember the chair that moved by itself. As he walks through the cemetery and recounts some unfortunate events that happened to his car while he was exploring, his camera captures a strange movement.
That I feel like I don't do enough. So just letting you guys know it's... That I feel like I don't do enough. So just letting you guys know it's...
Just before entering the passage opposite, the camera captures a translucent humanoid form moving from the tombs from right to left. In the comments several times users point out this, but in streaming live comments nobody notices this disturbing presence.
Better to do the Patreon than it is for the Frankaholics, because I really don't update on that too much.
And on another occasion, 10 minutes later, we witness a similar scene. While Franco talks to his followers, in the garden facing the corridor of tombs, a strange figure moves behind the bench on the lawn from left to right. Some say it is the same entity as before that follows Franco in his movements, some do not notice anything, others argue it could be a very strange game of lights of the camera.
Patreon, and I forgot about talking about it because I haven't spoke about it yet. I was going to do a Patreon live with the creepy things that were going. I've been having some weird stuff in my house. Thing is, my house has been, oh, and thank you again, Catherine. I greatly appreciate it. Oh, good night, Sean. I love you, man.
Now if we analyze the video, we can hypothesize that the first images of this disturbing figure, although gruesome, are attributable to a play of lights, some kind of reflection due to the marble of the tombs, but the next figure that moves in the field of grass, does not seem to have reason to exist far from reflections and lights.
I've been having some weird stuff in my house. Thing is, my house has been, oh, and thank you again, Catherine. I greatly appreciate it.
Given the heavy reputation of a haunted place, Franco's past videos in this cemetery and the extraordinary nature of the live streaming, if these figures were confirmed, would really be facing to an evidence of afterlife interference in a place of peace. In episode number 40 of this series we showed the video of a woman attacked by an invisible malevolent entity that manifests itself in the places where black magic is practiced. The video we are about to show you is from the Central Highlands region of Vietnam and shows the recording of a family's security cameras during a normal evening. Posted on the YouTube channel titled YouTube Bayan on March 12, 2022, the video shows the living room where the parents of two girls watch TV while the girls play in the lounge. However, something happens to the girls that goes beyond any rational explanation. Apparently, the little girl appears to stumble after turning to look at her sister. If you look closely, however, her foot seems to be pulled back by an invisible force because it makes an unnatural gesture backwards while the child's whole body is naturally pushed forward. To corroborate this hypothesis are the deeds of the sister dressed in red, who initially seems to stop at the point where the sister falls to observe or talk to an invisible friend. Then she runs towards a toy to return to place it on the ground at the point where he was observing something as if to offer a game to something that neither we nor the camera sees. Not being the first disturbing incident, the mother, observing the camera recordings, decided to turn to investigators of the paranormal without getting answers. According to research published by the well-known English journal Psychological Medicine, on a sample of 8,000 children between the ages of 9 and 11, 2/3 of children declare that they have had at least one parapsychotic experience in their lives, that they have seen someone or something that other people around them did not see. Could this video be one of those cases? The patients are still in there. And now get ready friends, eyes wide open as we are moving to Louisville, Jefferson County in the state of Kentucky, USA. In episode 46 we had already talked about the Waverly Hills Sanatorium, opened in 1910 as a two-story hospital to house tuberculosis patients and one of the most haunted buildings in America. With a terrifying record of over 50,000 patient deaths on the spot. Inside, bloody operations were also practiced by surgically implanting balloons in the patient's lungs and then filling them with air to expand them. In addition to the rooms, the surgical room and the hospitalization area, it is possible to visit the Death Tunnel, an underground railway line built to transport nurses from home to the hospital. Over the years, however, the uncontrolled increase in deaths has led the hospital to use this underground space as a mass grave for corpses. Given the suffering experienced there, many are convinced that the place is literally haunted by ghosts. One of the Waverly Hills tales is about the ghost of a man in a white coat that they have often seen walking into a disused kitchen for years. Testimonies claim that you can hear footsteps, moans, slamming doors and shadows wandering in those corridors. You could also see the ghost of a little girl named Emily, about 6 years old, who died inside the sanatorium, torn to pieces inside the washing machine drum in which she had taken refuge to escape the therapies she was subjected to. A nurse had turned on the washing machine without noticing the little girl hidden inside. One of the most haunted rooms is certainly number 502, where many patients would have committed suicide from the window, throwing themselves downstairs. Someone who visited room 502 reported seeing shapes in motion near the windows and hearing non-human voices ordering those present to go out. In addition, in 502 a nurse hanged herself and another shot herself in the mouth. In this horror place, one of the most appreciated investigators of the paranormal we know made an exploration, Franco, who in his YouTube channel entitled Franco TV published a video on March 1, 2022 where he claims to have managed to capture something truly incredible.
So there is a very interesting thing about this location too. From what I've seen online, there is a 600 feet drop body chute.
That's right!
They carry all the dead people into the morgue, or all the people who passed away into the morgue. Down that body chute, apparently mysterious noises, humming sounds can be heard, cold spots being felt. Look at the size of this place.
Do you know there are anywhere between 11,000 to 65,000 deaths that occurred here?
65,000.
Well, it's 187,000 square feet, so yeah.
It is very clear that this is the most horrible place to do a paranormal investigation, and the boys along with Franco proceed through the corridors which are literally spooky.
This is the first time. I've always heard about Waverly Sanatorium, but I never wanted to come here because it was so expensive just to get in here. But I'm happy I did. And I got to go with, I think, two very awesome people. I don't want to talk too loud, just in case if I do hear something or see something. And I believe in this particular area, they would have the patients out here that would have tuberculosis to get fresh air. I also think that this was one of the areas where a picture of a ghost could be seen peering from a door. It's like a woman. It's one of the most authentic pictures of a ghost ever captured, and it was captured here.
And in fact, after 10 minutes Franco manages to capture something that manifests itself behind a door.
This place is creepy. I keep hearing shit.
When Franco turns the camera and frames the room, a shadow is seen passing very quickly behind the door, but Franco does not notice it immediately. When the group move into the children's wing, they try a spirit box session to try to communicate with them, and here, the camera collects amazing images that literally put the chills.
I am now on the 5th floor. Mitch, what exactly happened to people on this floor? So this is the worst of the worst. So this was the kids' ward on the 5th floor. So all the kids that were the sickest with TB came up here. The adult ward was the other side, but you can see there's all these toys around here. But this was where the sickest kids came, and a lot of them probably didn't leave after coming up here. If there's any, this was where the sickest kids came, and a lot of them probably didn't leave after coming up here. If there's any, this was where the sickest kids came, and a lot of them probably didn't leave after coming up here. If there's anybody here with us tonight, can you give me your name? Can you talk to me? Is it, or any of us? Give me a sign that you're here. Who are you?
I'm Mitch.
That's Mitch.
I'm Pete.
And I'm Frank.
Who are you?
An extraordinary number of movements behind the windows of the room where the boys speak seems to show a group of figures similar in height to the children who observe the group. But it is in one of the corridors that Franco, after hearing noises coming from a room, thanks to the help of the night vision camera, manages to capture a figure at the end of the corridor.
But it could be reflecting from outside, but I'm not too quite sure. There it goes. What is that? What the hell was that? I just got something right over here. It almost looked like something sticking its head out for a brief second. Holy shit. That's the wind.
The video is literally filled with sinister sounds, shadows, moving figures, and creepy EVPs like this one captured in the Tunnel of Death.
Wow, this reminds me of Hell's Bar Dam. That long, creepy tunneled hallway. Yes. What should we do? Let's go down.
An amazing and gruesome investigation that I recommend you go and see in full on Franco's YouTube channel. Find the details in the description of this video. The Haunted Ship. When we are faced with a serious and professional paranormal investigation, we realize it immediately. This is the case with the first video this week, shot at the United States Naval Shipbuilding Museum and USS Salem, a very famous museum located in Quincy, Massachusetts, USA. Here Seth Borden with his group of investigators decides to analyze one of America's most famous military ships, the heavy cruiser USS Salem 139 of 1949. The story goes that this cruiser was in Greece in 1953 during 113 earthquakes that hit this land hard, and the ship had to rescue thousands of civilians who died along with several sailors, from their injuries. Many of those unfortunate souls have never left Salem. They are still on board, some looking for their lost loved ones, others looking for their saviors. Published on August 18, 2022 on the YouTube channel entitled Seth Borden, this video shows Seth along with Josh, Steve and Dylan, wandering inside the ship's chambers in the middle of the night trying to discover the name of one of the long-lost sailors.
Those places are great, but in terms of volume of activity, they're nothing compared to this place. We have entities that we speak to on a regular basis. A guy by the name of the chief. I would say the chief is the guardian of the ship. Everybody wants the chief's name.
So we should all each try to get chief's name tonight.
That would be great, because we've been trying for a very, very long time. Yeah. So this is the woodroom. This is where the officers ate and had meetings and stuff. The ship never saw any combat, but she spent most of her time in the Mediterranean. And when she was in the Med in 1953, there was a very, very bad earthquake on 2 of the Greek islands. And since Salem was there, she was basically the hospital. They were more interested in getting people aboard and treated and off so they could bring more people. I don't think counting was a priority. The death toll ranges anywhere from a low of about 75 to a high of 400.
Whoa, so they all died on the ship?
Yeah, they were brought aboard the ship for treatment and died.
During the dialogue sustained with the caretaker about the events and the rooms of the ship, someone in the comments points out the very rapid passage of a dark shadow reflecting on the keeper's shirt.
He's an old sailor. When the pandemic first started and I started working at home, my hair was longer than yours. And every time I came aboard, the chief would yank my hair.
Oh, crap. The caretaker explains to the investigators that the ship is ruled by a more authoritarian entity than the others, the chief, who appears to be the keeper of the ship and, despite several seances and spirit box sessions in an attempt to know the name of this guardian, he does not know replies were ever obtained. The group decided to start a spirit box session right in this guardian's room, and the answers were immediate and terribly gruesome.
Are you here with us?
Ooh.
Oh, yep.
What's that?
Same noise. As soon as we try to play that EVP back. Whoa! What? Did you just hear that? That was down the hall this way.
Oh, what was that then?
Hello?
At a given moment the boys try to ask the name of the guardian, and the answer comes immediately.
Chief, can you give us your name?
There's something in there. There's something in there.
Another disturbing situation reported by some users in the comments occurred in the surgical room, when one of the boys, pronouncing the word, "Holy Man," a clearly demonic EVP is recorded saying, "We are a legion."
We talked about the chief again. Yo.
That's crazy.
We are a what?
We are something clear as day.
Yeah.
That's so.
The group moves into the room defined by the guardian of the place as the most haunted of the ship, and here they immediately obtain incredible evidences.
Oh, we're helpless.
That's way worse. Some touch it.
My hair just got touched. I literally just felt my hair get
He
flipped.
said every time he came out here, he got his hair pulled when he
I
had
don't
long
know
hair.
if you saw it on camera, but I felt it. Holy shit.
That one when he got it.
Yeah, don't mind you.
Oh, good point. Flashlight's on.
Helpless.
Helpless. They're helpless. Oh, we're helpless. It's way worse. Some touching.
My hair just got touched.
And it is precisely in this room that the boys, upon request for an answer from some entity, manage to capture something that goes beyond any rational explanation.
Is Nico here?
Tell us who Dan is.
If somebody's in here with us, can you give us a sign? We can't see you, but we can hear you.
Voice.
Yeah.
Alice.
Alice?
Alice?
Alice.
A woman's name, right after we heard a woman's voice.
Alice.
Alice?
Alice?
Alice.
A woman's name, right after we heard a woman's voice.
Alice?
Alice?
Alice.
A woman's name, right after we heard a woman's voice.
We have entities that we speak to on a regular, a little girl named Lucy.
Absolutely an extraordinary investigation by Seth and his colleagues that shows that in that ship there are entities from the past and probably something negative as well. The spirits of 2 children. There is a scary video that recently went viral on the web that is causing the whole community to talk. We are near South Bend, Indiana, USA. Here, Rosie, a young mother, has opened a TikTok channel titled Rosie B 2326, where she usually posts scenes from her and her daughter's daily life. The youngest of the girls, however, has been talking and discussing animatedly alone for some time with what she calls the boy and the girl. Rosie, worried, decides to hide her phone's camera in the kitchen, where her daughter spends her time playing, filming something absolutely creepy that goes way beyond an imaginary friend. Look. In the comments some users point out to Rosie how her daughter seems to be observing 2 different figures, one of them distracting her while the other tries to take her objects from her hands. Rosie replies that after interviewing her daughter, it emerged that there are 2 children bothering her. No other shadows or editing artifacts appear in image analysis that suggest it is skilled video manipulation. In addition, someone in the comments claims to clearly hear EVPs that do not come from TV. One of them seems to say, "Gimme that," and another voice says, "Yes," and another time a voice repeat, "I want, gimme that." The video has now totaled nearly 1 million visits. Many beg her to leave the house immediately for family safety, but Rosie replied that this was the only strange case that emerged, and promised to investigate what really happened in their old home. The old lady from the sanatorium. Only a few hours ago, a video posted on the Reddit forum went viral showing incredible images, which leave you speechless, confirmed by the local authorities. The story took place at the El Finocchieto Sanatorium, in Buenos Aires, Argentina, a private treatment center that provides assistance for serious pathologies. A user named Rober63 posted a video on November 16, 2022, and this is the incredible description he provided, available in the comments below his video.
A security guard at the Finocchieto Sanatorium, in the city of Buenos Aires, was doing his night shift when, at 3 in the morning, the automatic doors opened, and he got up to receive an old woman. He entered her details in the record folder, unlocked the entrance, and let her through. Her appearance was frail, so he offered her a wheelchair, but she declined, and the guard led her to the wing. He notified the health workers on the 9th floor that the woman was going to room 915 to look for the ID and belongings of a patient who had died the day before. Time passes and the employee never saw her get out of it, so he told the employees who were on the floor, but they assured him that they did not see or attend to anyone. When in doubt, they decided to check the cameras. Thus, they verified the unusual fact. The employee acts naturally and is seen to react as in an ordinary conversation. When they checked the registration folder to verify who the guard had spoken to, they found that the name, surname and ID number matched that of a patient who had died in the sanatorium. The authorities don't know who recorded the security camera images with their cell phone.
In the comments, a user wrote about another video shot in Argentina, in the city of Santa Marta, where a guy filmed the security cameras of a private building during the night shift of one of the security guards. Look what it happens.
The night security guard has just started his shift a few minutes ago when he greets someone at the glass entrance, but no one is there. The guard goes over to disable the alarm and opens the door, talking to someone not seen in the video images. A drop in electrical voltage is also noticed for a moment, visible in the variation of the lights. The guard then proceeds towards the elevator, continuing the dialogue with someone close to him, but the cameras do not show any interlocutor, and we again witness another significant surge in electrical voltage on the floor. The guard continues to speak in a conversation where you can also see how he gestures to explain something, when the camera monitors realize the strangeness, and immediately warn via radio that the guard is the only physical person present on the floor. The frightened man turns around to understand where his interlocutor has gone, and immediately presses the general alarm, and runs towards the entrance of the building to check if it is still open.
From the leaked news, the security guard allegedly said he had opened the door to a non-frail elderly woman, whom he would have asked for information on which office she worked. When he received the call from the radio, the woman disappeared, so he activated the alarm to go outside the building and check that she hadn't escaped or there were accomplices. But as we have seen from the video images, nobody was ever there. Who pulls the leg? Our mind is used to associating some paranormal events, with Hollywood television production, with fiction. In fact, many horror films like this are really well done in terms of special effects, but definitely impossible to believe real. However, similar things may happen in reality, and usually there is an explanation, but sometime, maybe, we cannot be really sure. A young Indonesian mother named Erede usually posts ballets, family videos or social evenings with friends on social network TikTok. Her videos convey a lot of joy and fun, but recently, the woman posted a video on her TikTok channel named Intan Erede that left the paranormal community speechless. The images taken by a security camera of his home show something very scary. Although it appears to be a simple fall of a small child, looking at the slow-motion images, one of the child's legs was pulled backwards by something unseen. And it can't be a prank. Which parent would tie the leg of such a small child to make her fall on his face on the ground with the risk of causing serious damage? So it can be totally excluded whether it is a joke or a fishing line tied to the little girl's ankle. We don't know if Erice's house is haunted, if they accuse paranormal phenomena. This video, in fact, remains unexplained.